The story begins thousands of kilometers above the sky, in a mysterious world where reaching it feels like inviting death itself. And yet, a group of soldiers risks everything and climbs their way up there. But the moment they arrive, everything changes. Because in the very next second, they come face to face with the most dangerous and gigantic creature of that world. Jack feels it first. That presence, heavy, unnatural, watching. Without wasting a second, he dives into the water, hiding and holding his breath. And then he sees it. A massive foot slowly steps into view. So huge, it doesn't feel real. The ground trembles with every step. Nearby sheep panic and scatter in fear. Before anyone can react, the giant grabs one and devours it whole, alive. No hesitation, no mercy. Jack freezes. His heart pounds so loudly, it feels like the giant might hear it. One move, and he's dead. Not far away, a soldier hides behind a tree. Slowly, he turns back just for a second, and that 1 second destroys everything. The giant stops. It sniffs the air. It found him. The soldier freezes, then quickly hides again, but it's already too late. Heavy footsteps begin, closer, closer, closer. The soldier breaks. He runs, but once you run, there's no escape. The giant rips the entire tree out of the ground and throws it aside. The soldier runs for his life, but his legs are nothing compared to that monster. Within seconds, he's caught and knocked unconscious like prey. For the first time, the giant bends down and studies him, curious. But before it can take him, a shout echoes. The captain charges forward with a sword. No fear, no hesitation. He strikes with full force, driving the blade deep into the giant's heel. The giant roars, a terrifying sound that shakes everything. For a moment, it works, but only for a moment. The next second, the giant kicks him away like he's nothing. It calmly pulls the sword out, grabs both soldiers, and walks away. Dinner secured. Jack watches all of this, and in that moment, he realizes the truth. This wasn't an adventure. This was a mistake, a deadly one. Because this nightmare didn't start here. It started with a single magical bean. Earlier, Jack had received strange beans from a priest. They didn't look normal. They didn't feel normal. And the moment one of them touched water, everything changed. The ground began shaking violently. The wooden house trembled like it was about to collapse. Deep, terrifying sounds echoed from below. Jack and the princess froze. And then the earth split open. A massive vine burst out, tearing through the house and rising toward the sky at an impossible speed. The princess tried to run, but a table collapsed on her. Jack rushed to save her, but the vines threw him out of the house. At that exact moment, a wooden door opened on its own. A path appeared. The princess ran toward it, but just as she reached it, the vines slammed it shut. She tried to open it, but it wouldn't move. Outside, Jack grabbed an axe and tried to cut the vines, but suddenly, the entire house lifted into the sky, uprooted, rising faster and faster. At the last second, Jack jumped and barely grabbed the edge. Below him, the world disappeared. Clouds swallowed everything. The vine kept growing faster than anything imaginable. Jack swung the axe again and again until finally it snapped. The moment it broke, the princess managed to open the door, but then the floor beneath her shattered, and she fell. From 10,000 meters, Jack slid down the vines, losing control as the wind screamed past him, everything blurred. But somehow the vines slowed him just enough. He crashed to the ground, unconscious but alive. But the princess was gone, taken to the world above. The next morning, Jack wakes up and sees the king standing in front of him, searching for his daughter. Jack tells him everything and points to the sky. And that's when they all see it. A massive vine piercing through the clouds. Without wasting a second, the king sends soldiers with Jack. They begin climbing, higher and higher until they pass the clouds. And what they see changes everything. An entire world above the sky, massive, endless, unreal. They move forward carefully. The captain notices fresh footprints. That means the princess is alive, but not safe. They find broken branches and signs left behind. Jack even finds the same book he had given her. And then they realize something took her, something dangerous. They split into 2 teams and begin searching. Jack and his group reach a river and see a herd of large sheep, hungry after days. They try to catch one, but suddenly a trap activates. They're caught in a net. Jack quickly cuts it. The captain struggles too, but then something feels wrong. Birds fly away, sheep run, the forest goes silent. The captain senses danger, they escape the net. But it's too late. A terrifying roar echoes, and a giant appears. Before they can react, it grabs 2 soldiers and walks away. Jack follows silently, because this is his only chance. Meanwhile, Roderick betrays his own companion and pushes him off a cliff, cold, ruthless. But suddenly, a giant appears behind him. Roderick panics and searches his bag. At the last moment, he pulls out a glowing crown. The giants freeze, then kneel. The crown controls them. And just like that, Roderick becomes their king. On the other side, Jack follows the giant to their base, a place that looks like paradise, waterfalls, mountains. But inside, it's horror. The princess is locked in a cage. A 2-headed giant guards her. Soon, the giant throws captured soldiers near the cage. The 2-headed giant suspects more humans. Without hesitation, it grabs a soldier, twists his neck, and eats him alive. Fear spreads instantly. Just as it threatens the princess, a voice echoes. Roderick, wearing the crown. All giants kneel. He declares himself king and announces war on humans. The giants cheer. Meanwhile, the captain is being prepared as food, covered in sticky dough, helpless. Jack sneaks in. He tries to open the cage, but fails. So he saves the captain first. The giant returns, kills a pig in front of him, then lifts the captain. Jack strikes at the perfect moment, driving a blade into the giant's spine. The giant screams and collapses. They escape, but a guard blocks them. Jack uses a beehive trap. Bees attack. The giant panics, runs, slips, and falls off a cliff. They reach the vine. Meanwhile, the king orders the vine to be destroyed, but it's too late. Giants descend, destroying everything, crushing soldiers, devouring humans, chaos everywhere, fire, screams. Then the final giant arrives, the 2-headed one. It breaks into the castle, grabs the princess. Jack fights but can't win, until he remembers the last magical bean. At the perfect moment, he throws it into the giant's mouth. For a second, nothing happens. Then suddenly vines burst out from inside it, tearing it apart. The giant collapses, dead. Silence. The battle is over. But what they discovered above the sky was only the beginning. If you want more cinematic recaps like this, subscribe to Film Lens.